Welcome back, everybody. Today's getaway day, Friday, May 30th, 2025. There's a new report out on the potential permanent placement of U.S. Space Command. We have an update on who's running for Senate. We have an Alabamian getting a hit in his first at bat in the majors. And the grandson of President Tyler just died. We'll do the math. I'm Mike Morgan, and we're down in Alabama.
Comcast is committed to bringing access to the internet to all Americans, including rural communities across the country, like Sussex County, Delaware.
We were being left behind. Everybody around us seemed to have internet, but we did not. High-speed internet is one of those good things that we needed to help us move our farming, our small businesses, our recreation forward.
Learn more about how we're bringing our next-generation network to more people across the country at ComcastCorporation.com/investment in America.
Are you still quoting 30-year-old movies? Have you said cool beans in the past 90 days? Do you think Discover isn't widely accepted? If this sounds like you, you're stuck in the past. Discover is accepted at 99% of places that take credit cards nationwide. And every time you make a purchase with your card, you automatically earn cash back. Welcome to the now. It pays to Discover. Learn more at discover.com/credit card, based on the February 2024 Nielsen report.
With anticipation growing over the possibility of a relocation of U.S. Space Command to Alabama, a review by the Government Accountability Office was not a glowing one for the current headquarters in Colorado Springs, but it doesn't exactly clear everything up either. AL.com's John R. Roby reports that, according to the report, Space Command is operating in 4 facilities, and only 2 of those are on secure military installations. It also said the Space Command is struggling to hire enough civilian staffing. And it reaffirmed that based on the Air Force's selection criteria, Redstone Arsenal in Huntsville was a justifiable permanent site for HQ. However, it questions a previous Air Force assessment that Space Command would save nearly $500 million by moving to Redstone. Now, this was the second of 2 reviews that Congressman Mike Rogers requested. Rogers said the report affirms that Huntsville is the best location for Space Command HQ. Meanwhile, Congressman Jeff Crank of Colorado Springs, who's also a Republican, posted on social media that the report makes it clear that Colorado Springs is the best place for HQ. Now, such has been the politics of the permanent placement of Space Command. If you remember, the Air Force identified Redstone as Space Command's preferred location in 2021, although the then ex-President Trump took credit for the selection, something that contradicted the Pentagon's claim that the decision wasn't influenced by politics. Later, President Biden decided to keep the HQ in its temporary home in Colorado Springs. So here we are, with Biden out, Trump back in, and anticipation building in North Alabama. The field of official candidates for U.S. Senate grew a day after Senator Tommy Tuberville made his run for governor official. Now, yesterday, we said to look for an announcement from Alabama Attorney General Steve Marshall, and it came quickly on Thursday. Marshall's in the Senate race. Now, Marshall, who joins former Navy SEAL Jared Hudson as Republican candidates who've announced their intentions to run, said the nation needs strong conservative leadership, and also said that it needs somebody who will move President Trump's agenda. On the Democratic side, we've already mentioned Mobile businessman Kyle Sweetser. Add to that Birmingham's Dakari Lariat, who said he runs a pet care business and is a Meals on Wheels driver, and Heflin's Mark Wheeler, who works in research and development, according to his website. Philanthropist and longtime head of Hanna Steel, Pete Hanna, has passed away, reports AL.com's William Thornton. Hanna was a Ramsey High School and University of Alabama grad and a 14-year member of the Alabama Army National Guard. He was serving under the leadership of his dad, Walter Hanna, when the Guard was ordered to clean up corruption under martial law in 1954 in Phoenix City. He bought shares of Hannah Steel from his dad in 1962 and assumed leadership of the Hoover-based company in 1984. Pete Hanna was 88 years old. A former Thompson High baseball player finally made his major league debut with the Oakland A's after spending 7 years in the minors. And, reports AL.com's Mark Avenett, Drew Avans deposited a sinker from Houston's Forrest Whitley into center field for a base hit in his very first plate appearance in the show. Avans is 29 years old. Now, he's the sixth player from an Alabama high school or college to make a major league debut this season. Others are the Rangers first baseman Blaine Krim of Mobile's St. Paul's Episcopal, Nationals pitcher Cole Henry of Florence High, Tigers pitcher Chase Lee of McAdory High, Rays outfielder Chandler Simpson of UAB, and the Royals' Tyler Tolbert of Hewitt-Trussville. I have one more item here. Now, it's from outside Alabama, but it's worth a note for those of you who haven't seen it yet. The grandson of President John Tyler died on May 25th, according to the Associated Press. Now, depending on your status as a history buff, you have one of three questions. Either, how can that be true? Or, now, when again was John Tyler the president? Or, who is this John Tyler guy? Well, I'll answer all of them. John Tyler was president of the United States from 1841 through 1845. He was elected vice president, but took over the presidency when William Henry Harrison died after serving in the office for only a month. Now, for a minute, think of the years of your grandparents' birth. John Tyler, the grandfather of recently departed Harrison Ruffin Tyler, was born in 1790. Now, here's how that's possible. John Tyler left the presidency at age 55. In 1853, when he was 63 years old, he and his wife, Julia, had a son, Lyon Gardner Tyler. Then, in 1928, when Lyon Gardner Tyler was 75 years old and clearly full of energy, he had son Harrison Ruffin Tyler, who passed away recently at the age of 96. Alas, Harrison stopped fathering kids in his 30s. Thank y'all so much for listening to us. Have a great weekend. We're going to be back here Monday morning. Until then, y'all come by and see us anytime you want to on the internet at al.com.